right, so Detroit Pistons have interest in DeMar DeRozan. And then also I seen something that said that the Pistons didn't get no big name. Trey Murphy and Kawhi Leonard was kind of, on the screen, but that could have been Tyler Hero. They was linked to Kyrie, KD, and I'm going to get to what that said in a little bit about. It'll be on the screen, right? So, DeMar DeRozan, the only issue is DeMar DeRozan don't shoot the ball the right way, and it's a classic Detroit move. Get an aging superstar. Get an aging, superstar, because we didn't want to spend the money. We didn't want to spend the money or the draft capital on getting the guy that really gonna matter. And if you Cade Cunningham can't, man, if I'm him, I'm really thinking about getting the fuck up out of here. I think DeMar DeRozan is gonna be 37 pretty soon. Before the season start, I believe. Yep, August 7th. Still pretty good. Defensively, you gain a lot from him and Duncan. He's a really good defender. High character guy. Think he come in that locker room, feel that leadership void where Tobias left off at, man. High character guy, like I said before. But, ultimately, I think he can make the adjustment and work on his jumper and be a sufficient enough jump shooter for the Detroit Pistons. And I just think that's the issue. And that's the issue for DeMar DeRozan. He shot 32% from three last year. His best year that I see was 35% in Chicago, 21-22. The league average is around 36, they were saying. I don't know if that's, I don't think that's the average. I think that's to be a good shooter. But, he played 77 games last year. You can rely on him. He's played 82 games just a few seasons ago. Couple times. He played 82 games. Well, excuse me. He played 82 games twice. He got 77, 80, 78, 74. He's played 77 the last 2 years, 79 the year before that. So one thing you getting from him, let's start off on a positive note. You getting reliability and durability from him. 6-time All-Star, high character, came up under Master P. Remember they was on the Nickelodeon show about Master P traveling basketball team. Can handle it, can facilitate, strong leadership skills, strong character. Can get his own shot. You ain't gonna lose nothing defensively. I don't think you're gonna lose nothing chemistry wise. I think he's hungry for a championship. That might push him over into the Hall of Fame. He already in the Hood Hall of Fame. He shot 49%. He could finish at the rack. He shot almost 87% from the free throw line, 85% career free throws. He gonna lock up. You know what I'm saying? He gonna bring high character. The last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons before this, he was 22 points, 24 points, 24 and a half, 27.9, 21.6, 22.1, 21.2, 23 points a game, 27.3. He's been 20 points other than this year in the 1, 2, 3, 4 first 4 years in his career. And last year, his minutes, he played 32 minutes. So that was the least amount of minutes he's played since 2021. So, in general, we get a lot with DeMar DeRozan, to be honest. Like I said, character, high, temperament, perfect, experience, perfect. The tutor some of the young guys, Cade and Ibuka. I think he transitioned pretty well, but the biggest thing is you bringing Duren and Asar Thompson back. You're lacking shooting once you lacking 3-point shooting again. So the shooting falls on Cade have to come back, be a better shooter. And Collins got to shoot at a 41% clip. And there's where the problem lie at. This is where Asar Thompson and Duren, Asar Thompson limits your roster. You know what I'm saying? This is where you limit the roster at. So now whoever you was going to put next to Cade, whether it was Kyrie, Devin Booker, KD, whoever else Michael Porter Jr., whoever's going to, they had to be a shooter. They had to shoot the ball. So now they wanted to, and this is part of my trends. And I'm not knocking getting DeMar DeRozan at all. Get him. I'm a huge fan. But this is where you get for being cheap. Now you being cheap. You didn't try to get Drew Holiday. You didn't try to even go a little bit less and get a Drew Holiday. You didn't try to get a Shane Sharp. You didn't try to get the LaMelo Ball went for apps. I don't think that would have worked. It could have worked, but not. But you know what I'm saying? So Now you sit here, you said no to all those guys you was affiliated with. Austin Reeves then took less money to go to, took $5 million less to go back to LA. You missed out on Kyrie. You missed out on Kawhi. You missed out on Tyler Hero. All these guys you was associated with, you missed out on, and they're saying, "Oh, we missed out on them because we didn't want to pay them." Woo, 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 woo. We didn't want to give up on our core. We didn't want to give up our young guys. We didn't want to give up them assets. We just felt the price was too expensive. Bro, you got to give up something to get something. This ain't 2K where you doing them janky ass fucking trades and finesse the computer. No, you got to give up to get something. Who weren't you willing to give up? It most likely was Asar Thompson. And if you're not willing to give up Asar Thompson, give up the draft picks. You like what you see from Chaz Lanier? You like what you see from Abuka Corey? Fuck them draft picks. You got Ron Hollins. The thing is, if you're not willing to give up guys like Ron and Asar Thompson, give up the picks then. Give up the... I don't really understand it, bro. If you got to give up a couple guys to end up with a guy like, maybe not Trey Murphy, I'm not giving all that up for. But if I'm going out there and I'm trying to get a guy like, I don't know, Tyler Hero. I'm not even not Tyler Hero. I don't know, man. If they trying to get a guy like, let's say Booker, somebody in that lane, like, I don't understand why they just didn't get Jaylen Brown. I still to this day, I get it. The contract was a lot. I'm willing to move on from Jalen Duren if I'm getting Jaylen Brown. I'm willing to move on from him. You know what I'm saying? I see they stepped away from Isaiah Stewart because of the financials. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because of the issues with the coach. I'm at that point, I'm willing to do it, bro. If I got to sign and trade Duren to make that happen, you know what I'm saying? I do it. That we could have did that. We could have did that. And if they give me that other dude back, or maybe we could have made a deal with Robert Williams or Mitchell Robinson ourselves, or we could have found another big fella in there. But I get it. It's hard to find a big fella like Jalen Duren. And then you giving all this money to Brown, 350, 60, 60, 66, 70 something for the next 3 years. It's like 62 and then 66, 67, 70. I get it. But at the end of the day, the number one thing is they holding on to this core like it's LTD. Holding on is super hard when you hold on. If these motherfuckers don't develop into shit next year, if you don't see either one of these dudes take a huge leap next year, Duren, Asar, or Ron Hollins, you know what I'm saying? I honestly don't want to hear shit from them. You holding on to a crypto coin that might be great, and guess what? It was probably gonna be a dud. You holding on to a lot of these guys, and if nobody step up offensively and be that guy, bro, he gonna get ran out of town because it seemed like he's scared to make a move. He's really getting by for Teresian Langdon players, Cade, Asar, Duren. You know what I'm saying? He's getting by off of those niggas, man. That's just a fact. So when are you gonna make it's too rich, man? At the end of the day, if you telling guys that you give up Jalen Duren, you get Jaylen Brown, or you willing to give up a little bit of something to get Book, man, or get something like that. I'm not saying Book, give up the picks. Give up the picks. You got so many young guys, Chaz Lanier, Ryan Hollins, Abuka Corey, Dennis Jenkins. You can afford to give up the picks for the next few years. But they not budging, bro. They gonna stick with this young core. And if they don't develop next season, bro, or if they don't develop next season, dog, bro, the Pistons are not championship contenders until they get Cade. Somebody can DeMar DeRozan be that guy? I mean, yeah, I think DeMar DeRozan understands the assignment, and he may come back a 35, 36, 37% three-point shooter. But if he come back, let's say, what I say he's about 32. All you did in this instant scenario, and I know you can play with lineups. I'm gonna leave y'all with this. All you did was swap Duncan Robinson and Tobias Harris out. Hear me out. I know that sounds stupid. So what you did was you took Tobias Harris out, who was a streaky three-point shooter. He shot around 31, 32%. You replace him with a 41% three-point shooter in John Collins, right? But then you take the 41% three-point shooter out in Duncan Robinson, and you're replacing him with DeMar DeRozan at 32% or 33%. That's all you did. You put a shooter at the 4 and you put a non-shooter at the 2. But and when you needed buckets, Tobias was able to get his own buckets in the playoff, but DeMar DeRozan is going to be able to get his own buckets anyway. You probably upgrade defensively DeMar DeRozan. And he a natural bucket getter, so he got a good pull up. So it ain't like he can't shoot at all. But I'm not opposed to DeMar DeRozan, but it's just how frugal the franchise is, and Detroit franchise is. And I get it. We not in a major market. This ain't LA, New York, but hey, check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate the love of support. Peace.